Okay, well, we'll see who shows up tonight for some breaking news. Breaking news sounds like it's bad. Something bad's happened. It's breaking news. No, not around here. Not right now. Just good stuff. We're gonna need our super readers. Okay, pour myself a couple lines of Coke. And that way we'll get started. Got some really cool stuff to show you. I filmed the unboxing video, but I haven't put it out there. Usually I wouldn't steal my own thunder, but the people that watch my videos and watch the live stuff sometimes aren't the same. I personally like watching live stuff better. Unless I find out that person edits everything. We don't do that. That's too much work. I'm lazy. Lazy and realistic. All right. So we got our 3D print order from Chad at Iron Horse Collectibles, and we ordered that at the beginning of this month, the end of last month. I don't know what day. What day did I order that? I closed my Gmail. Anyhow, a couple weeks ago, something like that, and the stuff has come in the mail. So we're going to take a look at it. We're going to clean it up. We're going to put it together, what needs to be put together. That's what we're going to do tonight. And for that, we need this. Our cutting board. We're going to use a new blade. We're going to get our super glue. We'll get our quick acting one. And the one we can adjust a little bit. We'll have both of the usual suspects out here. Let's get a piece of cardboard. Because even though this is a cutting mat, I really don't want to damage it in such a way that I gotta look at something that's messed up looking. Just fold it over in half. Lots of these in the garage. They're just not in the garage. I already made 10 trips to the damn garage. I want to get this party started. Okay. Even if nobody shows up. I thought about filming with my phone in vertical mode. Get a lot more people watching it on vertical mode for whatever reason. They're probably watching it in their car while they're driving on their phone. But the resolution's shit, you know? As soon as they find out you have a mobile connection, the video gets dumbed down to 720p. And sorry, we're doing high resolution shit. You're not going to get the point across here in 720p. That's yesteryear's stuff. All right. We're plugged in. All right, let's roll. So we got an order of stuff from Chad here. And we're going to pull these things out, clean them up, and build them as we go. So first things first, I'm going to grab the easiest thing first. And that is this STKFZ 10/1. And it just has a few parts. A couple pieces of track. So forth. And the tweezers. What do we do with the tweezers? The fine tweezers. Man, them tweezers are fine. Yep. Here they are. Problem is that they're smaller than a little container. They fall all the way to the bottom. All right, so we're going to take all of these, and here's the extra headlight. Extra headlamp. That broke off of this and was in another piece. No big deal. Shit happens. Blame it on the Postal Service. It's probably their fault anyways. So they have these little webs sometimes. Spider webs, I call them. And I like to take these off just with a pair of tweezers. Because if you use an X-Acto knife, it's like using a laser to shoot at clay pigeons. It's just overkill, and you end up damaging other stuff. Actually, I can probably dispense with this for now. Just if I gotta cut something, I don't want to. If I want to super glue something, I don't want to super glue it on here. That's what it was for. Wow, you got some 3D printed stuff down here that's holding things together. That might be a bit challenging. If anybody can do this, I can. These things are basically flash free. The only thing they have is these little webs, these little spider webs. Things you gotta be careful with. So this is basically like a prime mover for like a Pack 38 or a Pack 36, something like that. You can move troops on it, some recon troops. And it's completely unarmored. It's basically a track truck. It's SDKFZ 10. It's the same hull, I believe, that the 250 series come in. SDKFZ 250s or PSW 250s. It's the same hull as that. The SDKFZ 11 is the same hull as the 251 half track. So this is a smaller vehicle than the other one. I want to make sure we don't damage something in the process. It's starting to flex a little bit. Marcus, yeah, I did the unboxing video too, but you may watch it, but most people will watch the video and not watch this live thing, so. Yeah. This is the SDK of... Well, I already told you what's coming. Had a little damage in transport. Had a headlamp that fell off, but it's still here, so we'll glue that. And then the Panzer IV-E is missing part of the hatch that's open. Probably something I can repair. All right, let's do this. Let's go in really gently, ever so gently. Bye-bye now. Some of these almost had like a rubber-like finish. They feel like rubbery. Like one of those books like that. If you look at the copy of that book, The Plantagenets by Dan Jones, it's a paperback book. Or I'm sure they make it in a hardback, but the paperback one has like this stuff that's impregnated in it that's really... How many models did I purchase this time around? 3, 4, 5, 6... Where's the other box? I think 7, 8, 9. I think 9. I think 9. And I probably would have ordered more if I didn't think I was going to get overwhelmed. But I just finished everything that I had done, so we're on a tear. There's a couple of actions I want to do that are just tanks. And, I waited until I got the Africa Corps color how I want it. Now, that's actually been the real surprising thing. I got the Africa Corps color how I want it. Really happy with the way that turned out. Yeah, just really, really happy with it. And able to replicate it. So, and at some point, I'm probably going to do some later, like Alamein type vehicles at some point, and I'll probably use a different color. Instead of that ochre, I'll use whatever the next color is. But I'm on the right track to repeat it. SDKFC for, yeah, everything's from... for the time being, until you hear otherwise, everything I'm going to get is for Operation Crusader. Is North Africa only. We're only doing North Africa, and it's your fault. I'm not blaming you. I'm just telling you who's responsible. There's a difference to those two things. Blaming somebody sounds like, you're upset. I'm not upset at all. And the decals still haven't arrived. Now let's do this. Let's go in here really gently. But what I wanted to get and what I got were two different things, because I would have wanted to get a second Panzer IV and like 2 Panzer III-Gs and 4 Hs. That's what I would have liked, but let's just take it in smaller bites. You created a monster. I want to tear. I'm out of space to hide some of my stuff. This is the only gripe I have about these is you got to be really careful with, and every model's different. Some of them have a lot of these. This steering wheel is just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous that this is 3D printed. So this came out so well. I don't want to screw it up by. I mean, if it broke off, I guess I could probably fix it. But you know, you got one of these is a handbrake, I guess, or two of them are transmit. I don't know what. I'm not really sure what I'm looking at. I only know how to drive Japanese stick shift vehicles. I don't know about these German stick shift vehicles. Well, remember a while back, I was saying I always wanted to do that airfield at City Rosé, and that's what we're going for. You know, that and other wrecks and stuff. The wrecks, as much as I want to do like a wrecked elephant and those other ones that are, I'm not touching other stuff that's not Crusader. Getting those little things off the inside of an Italian car was delicate, but I got it done. Yeah, I think the material is actually really durable, but you have to respect it. And I think it's almost like try using the tweezer when you can. Now that's twisting there. Oh, there's one hiding down there. Get out, you little thingy. He actually said that this comes with a driver, but the driver is stuck in there. So I'm like, I'd rather have no driver than a guy that's always there. The Grant. Yeah. I want to say those are. Actually, I'm not going to speak about Ghazal. I don't know. I haven't begun to do that stuff yet. You know what? Where's the headlamp? We're going to move this guy off to the side. That's a bit. That's a bit stressful for this moment. I'll do that when I have my eyes out. I get another +6 instead of +375. What this has. All right, let's switch to the Marmon Harrington. Got a Marmon Harrington, a Matilda, and an extra turret for the Matilda, which fits perfectly on the other one, and the A10. So let's look at the Marmon Harrington by, where the hell it's by, 3D. War Game 3D or whatever they're called. And these tires are massive. And I guess if you had an armored car going through the desert that's wheeled, you probably want big tires. Keep your ground pressure low. It almost smells like cologne. And I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean, it has a smell, but... And it's rubbery. Ooh, and you can see inside it's got some... crap. Let's see if I can pull this off. Give me a second to do something crafty. Let's put the flashlight on this. I said put the flashlight on this. Thank you. Let's see. No, you're just gonna have to trust me. No. Actually, I know what we need to do. There's stuff in there. No, we're going to be doing only Operation Crusader for maybe next year, maybe all the way through 2025. An MG and an HER, you got it. A Boys anti-tank rifle and a Vickers. Plus, it's got a Vickers in a pintle mount here on the roof. So it's darned pretty well. The only problem is it doesn't have a light cannon like the German ones, but really not. I mean, look at this like extra like armor plate and stuff here. Oh look, they already captured some German jerry cans. You don't have to use the flimsies. Flimsies sounds like a disease you suffer from if you had too much to drink. Oh, you got the flimsies. Yeah, I don't like cleaning this thing up with the X-Acto knife because it's a little too powerful. It can damage the thing. Oh, look at that! No covers on the lights. I said this is the next one I'm going to do. It is. I might even do a video on how to paint counter with this thing. Okay, that fits on there fine. No flash on the wheels. None. It's weird. It's like there's like a suspension piece in there. Let's pull some of this stuff out and see if there's like a hidden treasure or something in here. I don't know if that's the intent, but make sure we're not. The back is not falling off. What is in here? It looks more than just supports. And I'll show you what I mean. Yeah, those all look like supports. Maybe that's all there is. It was this piece. It looked like it had the springs or something on it. Hopefully the whole thing doesn't cave in now. Reminds me of an old joke about one of my favorite jokes, my favorite Pollock joke. Not that those really apply to us because there aren't really any Pollocks here. Hey Mark, how you doing, man? Yeah, I just got an order today from Iron Horse Collectibles. I'm full on working on Operation Crusader stuff. So got a whole, well, this is just some of it, a whole batch of this stuff done recently, including some just knocked out vehicles. Anyways, my favorite Pollock boat joke ever. I don't know who the hell told me, but I freaking laughed. But I like this kind of humor. How's it go? Said, did you hear the one about the Pollock that picked the 12-pound booger? His head caved in before he could eat it. And that's what this was. I'll pull this. Oh, not this. I'll pull this thing out, and it ends up being the supports for it. That's the only joke that's not dirty that I know. I got a couple friends that are Polish. I should tell that to them, but it doesn't apply because they live in Poland. And that's just something started in New York City where they got Polish people. All right, let's cut this very carefully. Oh, so your question, will this have a camel pack? Yeah, this is going to be in counter. This is going to be in counter. Now, because all the Crusaders I got coming, all six of them, are all going to be light stone only. Light stone overall on those only. They didn't do any of the. I like the black camo swash on them, but that didn't happen until much later. Yeah, this is sitting on a little. This sits on a little post up here, and ooh, that came out really easy. And then is this done also? I don't want that post to break. Then I gotta get really creative with stuff. I've sort of been busy myself with a bunch of 1/72nd scale. James left me before he left to Brazil on vacation. Does he mainly print a 1/72nd? Woo! Holy shit! We just used a miracle. Hallelujah! God be praised. Oh my goodness! I wasn't ready for this thing to cut off. I was being really careful. All of a sudden, I go and tug on it, and like it's going every single direction. I'm like, no, I'm not ready for it because it's not. Oh yeah, I guess it is ready. You know, it's like you're worried about not being dilated enough, and the baby came out just fine. Like, oh, okay. Yeah, this fits up here. That's super delicate. That's super delicate. But I'll tell you what, Mark, you turned me on to that super glue that you can adjust, or somebody did. Somebody did. All right, let's do a quick check. Front, nope. Here is here is a cobweb, and here's a cobweb. Okay. Looking around, do we see anything else? No, we're good. Working our way across the side. Nothing, nothing. No flash. Just a matter of there's cobwebs. Nope. No cobweb. Nope. There is a small one here. And no light on the other side, so no cobweb there. Good to go. No cobwebs on the tires. Let's put the tires on this joker. This stuff almost behaves like honey. Honey, I glue the armored car. Oh, found a cobweb. Gotta be really careful with this one. just with its own weight, basically. Not pushing any more than its weight. I'm so jealous of those people that are able to do 156 scale. Not because I want to do that scale, but that Rubicon stuff comes with like all kinds of freaking decals. Yeah, I didn't know about the Loctite in the green bottle until you or Mark was telling me about it, or you were or James was telling me about it. I think it was you. It was something good. It'll be your fault. Everything went great. It's your fault. Now, I'm gonna say something. I hope it doesn't offend people. This isn't that cute of an armored car. It isn't. You know, I got some armored cars that are coming that are very cute, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, we're gonna paint this thing in counter scheme. You'll accept that. That's it. Hey, there can be good blame, you know? Just like it's Marcus's fault that I'm doing desert stuff. No. And I appreciate that he did that. Look at this cute little bastard. I feel like it's huge. Like it's hardy. All right, let's take a look and see what of this I need to clean off. So I have a feeling that is flash underneath it, but I don't want to do that, and then we have a problem. So we're going to do a search for Marmon Harrington Mark III, because the Mark II has a longer wheelbase. Marmon Harrington Mark III. Images. Yeah, this is what it looks like. It is going to look great painted up. And armored cars flying all over the desert kicking up dust. That's a good theme. So I got two of them for the Germans. Two of them in good order. Need to get a 223 or a 221, sorry. Yeah, 223 wouldn't be bad either. And I was going to get two of these, but I just started adding the total. I'm like, man, I'm already spending X amount. So I'm definitely going to be getting another one of these. And I'm pretty good about being able to replicate like they were painted at the same time. Not like the first one looked like crap and the next one good or something like that. I've kind of mastered that. That was always one of my fears. So what if I paint something and then I paint it later and it's kind of hard to match. Okay, this is going to take the patience of a saint and the touch of an angel. So, I had a working weekend this last weekend. I spent Saturday. I spent 6 hours working on my car, and I'm not a car guy. I am a YouTube guy, which means I've been able to do lots of stuff to my car through YouTube. But I wanted to put on some fog lights, and I didn't want to spend a fortune to do it. So I bought the original manufacturer's fog lights, and I wanted to change out the horn too. So I did both of those things, and it took me like 6 hours, and I had to rush to put it back together because I had an appointment. I had an event that we needed to go to that evening, and when I started it back up, I got all these fault codes, check engine light and other kind of stuff, and I'm like, oh shit, man, I hope I didn't fuck things up. I mean, I followed directions, but there were some things that I encountered that wasn't supposed to be in the video. Places were in different places. So anyways, in a nutshell, I'm like, oh man, did I just screw this thing up bigger than... I don't think so. So I went to AutoZone at lunchtime, and they pulled the codes on it. Those are resin. They're resin. North Africa Beast was always in you. Just needed a little push. That's all right. You just needed to do a seance. You know, yeah. Yep. Like I said, when I leave the desert, I'm probably gonna go to Wintergewitter. That's probably what I'm gonna focus on. Because remember, he's got those like Panzer III Ls and Ms, well Ls in particular, with the and Js with the Ostketten. You know, so we're gonna go to 6th Panzer Division. But I'm just talking out of my ass right now because I don't know what I'm going to do. Anyways, I came back home, had an idea. I went to AutoZone. They pulled the fault codes and said it was an O2 sensor. So I'm like, okay, well, no, an outside temperature sensor. You know, where you can, on your display, it tells you what the temperature is outside. I'm like, well, that's not critical. I'm like, I can drive on that until the next oil change, which I didn't have the last one very long ago. So anyways, I'm like, well, let me screw with this. I took it back apart again and fixed it. So, but that's outside my comfort zone. This is, you know, I can make miracles happen with this, not with that. That was just, I was lucky to. I was able to do that, but that was empowering. It's empowering to be able to do stuff and knock it out of the park. I was saying, man, I was actually looking forward to go to work today, so it was less work for me. But oh, look at that. Oh, yeah. Look, it slides right in there. Look at that. I thought it was like teetering. Wait, now, is that the correct height? It sure as hell is. Resins are a much better and cleaner print. James has been kicking around the idea to add a couple of resin printers to his business. He needs to. He said he wasn't where he was. It wasn't very. It was difficult, you know. I'm gonna go ahead and glue this thing in place. We're gonna glue it forward, not at some funky ass angle. His material that he uses is really, really, really durable. It just shows too many lines, unfortunately. So he'll come around, you know, it's... Ooh. Let's take some of this off. The only thing I wish this would go with the weld cement. I am such a weld cement fan. Okay. And this is the first one. This is the first thing I'm going to paint. Of these things that I got. Okay. Marmon Harrington, one of them down. Boom. A10's next. No, I don't mean the Warthog. The one with the rivets galore. Yeah, I asked him about the resin printers, and he said that it was a difficult environment he was printing in. So I don't know if he's printing in his basement and it gives off a lot of fumes, or I really don't know. I'm never going to 3D print because I don't have the personality type for things to not come out well. Yeah, this seems almost rubber-like, and I kind of like that. It's kind of cool. All right, so this one is a British vehicle. Well, let's check all these parts for spider webs. We got one here. what I call spider webs. Let's come around here. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. This will also be in counter. Now that we know what unit they're in, thanks to that manual on the Operation Crusader book, yeah, this stuff comes off like weird. I don't know if it's still curing. This thing has more detail than a 1/35th scale model. It's crazy. All right, we got some spider webs in here. I'd rather deal with that than flash. I haven't figured out how some of his models don't show the lines and some do. Yeah, I don't know how it works either. If I was retired, I probably would get into designing some of these things because I got a CAD background, but I'm not a technology guy, so I get really frustrated with like when a program doesn't load properly and shit like that. The drawing aspect isn't a problem. It's just the expectation, you know? Like I don't mind painting this thing and oh, hold on one second. What was I saying? Um, yeah, I don't know why sometimes it has lines and sometimes it doesn't. Because some of these details are just insane. Oh, I was talking about designing stuff. Yeah, I took CAD and all that, and I mean, I can. It's not a drawing aspect. I could handle that part. But I wonder if these people that design these vehicles can't paint them. Like the painting part's freaking easy. I guess I've failed at it so many times, and like and there's a lot of people out there that just show you some amazing stuff, and I'm like, I got to do better, man. I got to do better than last time. I gotta keep dialing it up. Look at this exhaust thing. This is just, God, this thing is beautiful. Yeah, this will look nice with the other guy. Where's the A13? Where's the A13? Even though one of the wheels fell off of it. Yeah, this A13 is. You can show you a picture of this thing, and the photo won't do it justice. This thing is just fantabulous. Man, this light is just deafening. There we go. That's actually better. Now, let's see if we can. It's definitely bright when you're trying to take photos. But the amount of detail is incredible here. But then you look at, look at the front of this turret. It's got the stepped stuff too. It's got the line. So I don't know why that happens sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. You know, here's the front of the laces plate. It's still got some lines. Now I haven't tried to score them off. I know that I can't touch James' stuff. His stuff is you know, it could survive like a mind blast. I couldn't sand any of it down because I would have been happy going in there and just scraping it off. Right? I'll pull my contacts out. I got supervision. I'll be able to figure it out. Nope. Nope, couldn't do it. Look like me when trying to find something. I'm just incredibly handicapped when I've got my glasses on. Any kind of glasses, I'm like tunnel vision. I'm like mole man. You know. Is that a thing? It is now. The mole man. Yeah, it really is incredible. It's really incredible. And the other thing I did this morning. So German armored cars, really early in the war, didn't have numbers on them. They had nicknames of German nickname of the girls. And the thing I like the most is handwriting anything on there. I like doing the shit that like other people are like, oh, you can't do that. The heck you can't do that. So this one's called Liesel. And I even did it with German font. Oh, I'm enjoying the hell out of this. This all makes quitting my job not so necessary now. Okay, the end of this Beza machine gun is beveled. It's like hollow. Like what in the hell kind of technology is this? That's this crazy. This is crazy. Well, we'll paint it. You put the detail on it, I'll paint it. So I did not get the A9s from Plastic Soldier Company yet. Because there weren't really any in the seventh. There weren't any in the Seventh Armored Division. They'd moved on from that. Had there been some, I would have picked them up. But this takes a long time to do because you need to have this kind of care. Okay. Peel that layer of the onion back. Let's take our Tamiya cutters. Let's cut far away from this. Okay. And this Bisa, I would have called it Beza, but you know, it's Phil Barker's language. Whatever it actually is backwards. This is extra. Just like some people like to paint and hate putting models together. I don't mind putting models together. It's therapeutic. I'm checking for fit before we go and have live glue on it, and then we got the other problem. Yep, that looks good. Glue that in place. Yeah, we missed you this morning, Marcus. And I wouldn't be on tonight if it wasn't like to work on this stuff. And tomorrow morning I'm probably going to be building as well. Because when it's time to prime, we're going to prime everything. That's just more efficient that way. But we're probably going to do the Brits first. Okay. Yeah, that barrel almost sits like in a cradle. It's got sides to it. All right. Now, honestly, this doesn't look like a 2-pounder. It looks like the howitzer, which it's okay if it has the howitzer. Let's cut this out of the way. Cut that out of the way. Yep. Let's cut these out of the way as well. And then the back as well, but far away from it. It will be a British holiday. What'd I miss? What's a British Boxing Day? There's a chance I could get a shipment on Boxing Day. I don't know if one of the orders will make it by Navidad or not. Doesn't matter. It's not like I got any. We're in a hurry to get this stuff done. All right, let's clean out the back and make sure this is fitting okay. Well, it's going to fit inside there, so let's not put that in there. It might be difficult to get out. That's how I do it. Build a bunch, prime a bunch, paint a bunch, then decal and finish a bunch. Tea and crumpets for all. Crumpet is just a scone biscuit, right? I plan on having tea in the UK. This has like a faint smell of like cologne. And I don't mean that as a bad thing. It's actually kind of nice. I mean, it doesn't smell as good as this. Give me some resin that smells like floor care and, we're going to be eating that shit. Random question. Have I ever used the AK equivalent of the Vallejo texture paint, also known as the Goop? I have not. You've heard me talk about it. The only reason I switched to Vallejo is because these French people stopped making the Liquitex. Liquitex stopped making it. Do I even have any? This. They stopped making. I think they still make this one, the natural sand, but they stopped making resin sand. So I didn't want to go back to using Elmer's glue and real sand, so I had to come up with another solution. That's the only reason I jumped ship. I was perfectly happy with the Liquitex stuff, but they didn't want to make any more money. It wasn't a sustainable material. You're not killing the earth by producing that, okay? It's this big and it's non-toxic. I don't think non-toxic stuff kills the earth. It's like, we killed the earth. Why? We made too much milk. What? It's a freaking base. So I have not used the AK. I am tempted to use a different primer than the Vallejo one. There's some people that swear by the Badger one, but you know, you gotta take everything with a grain of salt. Just like everybody's, because some people are out to, promote a product. I don't know where they work for. I don't know what their meaning is between it, but like those guys. Oh, you don't have to buy hand sanitizer. That alcohol works just as good. Well, it doesn't, and we did it live, and I wish it did because it'd be even easier to buy. Alcohol's a lot cheaper than. Ooh, we have an exhaust pipe here. That should go somewhere. We're gonna have to look at drawings for that. Oh, I think it goes here. It's probably similar to the back to the A13. We live in a time where there are all kinds of examples of drawings and stuff that can help you figure things out. Please don't break. Playing the world's smallest violin. There we go. Bello Lo-Fi, welcome. Think giving it a try. Michigan Toy Soldier is out a lot of the Vallejo product. Is that a Packers helmet? No, it is a Gator helmet. No, you're Mitch people. No, I never liked the Packers. Why? Their colors. I had a high school that had those colors and I absolutely hated them. I don't think it's the yellow. It's the green tone is a little. I don't have a problem with none of that. I just don't like the colors. What kind of tank is this? This is an A10. A10. British Cruiser Mark II. And these are 3D printed from Iron Horse Collectibles. They just came in the mail today. And they're pretty durable. I'm just being really careful with them. And they're durable because they have flex. The material has flex in it. We need to make sure that we glue this correctly, so you don't glue it like this way. It's supposed to be the other way. That would be like annoying. And I believe this has the howitzer in it. It looks like it. And that's fine if it has the howitzer. Never liked the Dolphins. Well, you don't have to like everything. I mean, I like Florida teams because, it's Florida. I don't like any. The only time I ever watched NFL was when I didn't have a TV. Well, I didn't have a TV. I didn't have cable. I lived alone when I was poor in the early 90s. And all we got at our channel, the only channel that we had locally was ABC. So Monday Night Football, I watched Monday Night Football in the early 90s. And it was, educational. I like playing football games like Madden and stuff like that. But, because then I'm actually participating. What kind of stuff do you like to put together and paint? Oh, stuff like this. All 1/72nd scale. Your daughter is a big Dolphins fan. Does she live in Florida? Every time the Dolphins came on Monday Night Football, they lost. Every single time. I never saw Dan Marino was quarterbacking for him back then. I never saw him win a game. Never, ever. Maybe I was bad luck for him. But I like the Madden. I like the Madden games. But there you're actually doing something. You're not just watching. I don't get into the spectator stuff. Just be like, do you play war games now? I just watch other people play them. Yeah, she does Tampa, and she's not a Bucks fan. The Bucks gained a lot of they gained a lot of fans when they redid their logo. Because remember their old logo. Eh, their old logo looked like that guy and the old Patriots logo were gonna go out on a date together. You know what I'm saying? Like they were hot for each other. That's what it's. Which there's nothing wrong with that, but not something that's inspires. All right, gotta have a good night. Product looks great. Get back to the next order in probably early January. Yeah, I'm not gonna put anything in until this is done, and then when we get close, probably put. I gotta stop at some point and paint some infantry. Jesus, but yeah, we'll see you in the morning, man. We'll see you in the morning. Yeah, I just love this cup because it's freaking huge and basically indestructible. Like 40 ounces or something like that. Oh my God, it's made in the USA. Hallelujah. Made by a company called Churchill. ChurchillContainer.com. It does everything. It does soda. It does. Oh, sweats. That's the only bad thing. But I got a Yeti. Decided not to bring the Yeti in here because the Yeti is top heavy, and it doesn't hold as much. You get like an extra 6 ounces or something out of this thing. Yeah, this does take some patience. So like James stuff is, we'd be long we'd be long done putting that together. But this is a lot quicker and cheaper than buying a model. Best cup. You work for Churchill, or maybe you like Churchill. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with Churchill. Thing is, just don't even dig into this. Just run this across the top, and the pieces will just like they almost like fall off like dry rot, almost like a dirt rock. That you pick a dirt rock up and it like, I mean, I don't even know what a. I guess a dirt rock's not a rock at all. Well, you had them as kids, man. You throw them at each other. As soon as they hit somebody on the head, yes, we were violent. That's what kids do. They throw shit at each other. Nobody got offended. You just grabbed the bigger piece of rock and threw it at them. But it's just basically like a hard dirt, I guess. We did stuff like that. You know, they had these. I don't know if they had these all over the place, but it's called. I guess technically it's called sawgrass, and it's this like tall grass that like doubles over, and there's these stalks that are in the middle, and it's all in the fun you have working on them. Yep. Um, it's all what you expect. If you think you're going to be done in one evening with everything, it's going to come out like crap. You know, it's you'll get done with them whenever you get done with them, and that's when they'll be done. And you just it's just not that big of a deal. You know. All right, we need to take a look at a drawing. This is the beauty of the age that we live in. You want to get into miniatures, but the Warhammer stuff is so expensive for me at the moment. Well, so Warhammer, I've never gotten into Warhammer. I like their miniatures, but there's so many things that there's so many things that that company does that are I either not user friendly or they want you to spend a bunch of stuff money on their stuff and then a couple years they'll discontinue it and go you can't use those anymore, they're not the sanctioned things to do. I think the quality of their stuff is there. I just think that the mentality is not for consume. It's just not right for you can't just keep throwing money at the problem, so let's take a picture of an A10. Let's get an A10 cruiser tank drawing. Let's make sure we got everything in the right place. Okay, here we go. Here is blueprints. Okay, so this one is going to go something like this. It's got the little notch where this fits in. Okay, it actually fits in there. Okay, so this little piece that, and I recognize this is an exhaust. I think it's an exhaust. From the A13. The A13 has one. Well, it has a double exhaust here at the back. So I guess that maybe it doesn't have that. But Warhammer never appealed to me because it wasn't historical. So for the whole purpose for me is I want to recreate history. I want to like learn more about it. So the best way for me is just to participate in it. Well, I don't want to dress up in wool and go camp out and buy the right toothbrush for like reenactors and stuff like that. I'd rather do it from the comfort of my air conditioning. Okay, the Biza is on the right hand side. So it is like this. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take this and glue. Oh, we got some spider webs to clean out of here. Well, I don't know what it's like getting like into miniatures because I got into miniatures so long ago that yeah, I'm sold. But I've been living even worse than paycheck to paycheck before. So yeah, cost is a thing. I'm definitely not one of those people. I just get a third job or something like that. No, like especially now where everything is so damn expensive. I don't know. I don't know how people buy their own first home and shit like that. All right, let's I call those spider webs. Oh yeah. Actually, these are much smaller than those things. I don't think James has any though, because he doesn't print this way. All right, let's make sure we don't have a problem. Okay, the sprocket's on the back. All right, that's how the British do it. Oh, and it actually has little peg holes that go in there. Has a little hole there with a square, a hole there with a square, and it matches up to that and that. Oh, I never noticed that before. All right, so let's put that there. Let's put that there. And then we're going to need some here. And then also oh, you'd be surprised how many are on some of the plastic kits. Really? James stuff? I don't remember seeing any. But now, the thing I really hate is Flash. And I'm not saying he has any of that stuff either, but like plastic model kits, Flash drives me bananas. And it's even worse on soft plastic figures. The soft plastic figures, that has been the biggest surprise of all of this. Marcus sent me some soft plastic figures, and I have some old Airfix figures, and it never occurred to me that I would ever in a million years paint them. Never. But the quality of some of the sculpting on those plastic figures is incredible, and they're figures that I just discounted them. I mean, I've had my soft plastic figures since like 1980, 81, 82, maybe not 1980, but 81, 82. Ever since I came to this town, you know, I met a guy. You did what? No, I ran into some kid and he was into World War II stuff, and you know I got some MPC model figures, and the rest is history. But I never thought about wargaming with them. But they look freaking great. I don't know if this is an exhaust or not, so we're going to put it over there in the corner of Land of Misfit Toys. And this one's going to go like this. And it fits underneath there. Okay. But those Kulan miniatures are just incredible. I mean, this thing's almost as good. This thing's got more detail than a 1/35th scale modeler. Then to me, a 1/35th scale modeler's got more detail, and that's just mind boggling. Okay, there's the A10. This has two headlamps. This has one headlamp up here. I like headlamp. Well, these are blocked off, but they got the one by the turret. Almost like he's hunting deer. This is a huge armored car. It's like top heavy. Okay, well, we're gonna keep the same theme going. Let's do the next British vehicle. The Waltzing Matilda. Anything inside? Any hidden stuff? Okay, clean this up there. We're good. Keep going around. Still good. The only thing that's different is this has a fuel tank. Now I was reading somewhere that this fuel tank they didn't go into battle with it. But they're gonna go into battle with this one. Look at that. That fits in there just perfectly. Always been one of my favorite tanks. It is an attractive tank. Now it might look horrible without the armored stuff over the skirts on the side. In other words, the running gear on it might be really ugly. But with it covered like that, it's a really attractive vehicle, I think. And they didn't put the little shady things over the lights. They're not shaded. That's perfect. That means we can make them stand out. We can paint them. I like painting headlights. Okay, it's going to go like this. And the way on the other side goes like this. And this has an open hatch because the other one has an open hatch as well. And it has an extra turret because, actually, this is the one with the extra turret. The other one is going to be we'll put the commander back on it. So this will actually be the turret for this one. This is going to be the turret that goes on the other one, which is in Lightstone. Okay, this is a 2-pounder. And we've got this is in the way. Make sure it's on the right side, the correct side. Matilda tank drawing. Yep. Yeah, this 40 millimeter barrel is definitely pretty thick. So what I have a problem is somebody says, "Hey, what's your favorite tank?" And I'm like, "I don't have one, man. I like them all. I like them almost all." Uh oh, caught you. I guess being done with the Brits is probably a good place to stop. That makes sense. That makes logical sense. So that's where I'm gonna stop. Off to supper. Have a good one. Try to stop in again. All right, man. Don't be a stranger. Appreciate you coming by again. A late supper for you, man. You don't live in California. Even in California, that would be, well, that'd be late for me. Are you late? Well, a little bit. You just wake up. I'm gonna finish this tank and then I gotta go to bed, man. I'm tired. I got my 3D print order here from Chad. Got a Marmon Harrington Mark III, an 810, a Matilda, and an extra turret to fix my other Matilda. How you doing, man? In fact, you did. Wake up. Wow. Well, most people aren't morning people, so the only reason I kind of became a morning person for multiple reasons. But when I was less than 30, for sure. What's up, Night Train? You love printing and building models. It's like a rememberal to me. Going back to building Revell models. Yeah, so, some Revell models are just terrible, and some of them are just fine. Revell and Monogram. Yeah, well, based on how well these wrecks turned out, I'm probably going to try my hand at some aircraft wrecks. Dragon's Laser Engraving. Yo, show the love. Smash that like button. Subscribe. Isn't that more important than a like? There's one guy that I know who always puts his foot in his mouth on everything, and he was like, well, I'd subscribe to your channel, but I just recently retired and I'm living on a fixed income. I'm like, I don't think you understand what that means. If it costs you money, I wouldn't want people doing it. I don't roll that way. You had to replace the sink in the secondary bathroom, and I'm pretty tired. Yeah. I got tired of working on my garage yesterday and the car on Saturday. Actually, I worked on the car again today. And I fixed it. I fixed an engine light issue. Ha! And I'm not a car person. The problem with cars is there's a lot of really good information on the internet. The problem is there's also a lot of smartasses that specifically give the wrong information out. Just try to be funny. Still working to retire. Haven't figured it out yet. Me either. Yeah, I hope I get to one day. I got too much stuff I want to do. I'm definitely not going to be one of those folks that I got to work at the grocery store bagging just to stay busy. Like, no. I got plenty of things I want to do that don't involve silly stuff like that. The barrel seems weird. The barrel seems like a little too long. Okay, we're gonna run with it. Now, I'm not gonna actually put the hatches on the Matilda to figure out who the hell's gonna be the commander for it. What does retire mean exactly? I'd just like to be able to go on vacation and come back from vacation and not be a disaster that everybody freaking ruined that stayed there. Or like just close the plant down. That's when I'll go. Just like send everybody home. You tell me when to take vacation. Yeah, I don't know who the hell the commander is going to be for that. Maybe, who do we got over here? No, he's sitting on one side. I'm actually going to try to take one of those Crusaders S models and make them with a hatch open. I don't know how the hell I'm going to pull it off. I haven't figured it out yet, but if somebody can figure it out, I'll be able to figure it out. Yeah, I don't know exactly how I'm going to fit them in there. I'm going to take a look at something, though. I'm not sure the Matilda hatches go past the 90 degrees. I think they're just straight up. And my opinion of retirement would be wake up and do the next thing without being interrupted and not do anything else until you're finished with that next thing. Let's see if we can get away with chasing with putting this up. Well, one of the things that bugs the shit out of me when somebody says, earlier this year I just hit 30 years this place where I work, and anybody says, oh, so you should be able to retire, huh? It doesn't work that way, man. I don't, you know. And this should glue and go straight up in the air. Like you just don't care. So I'm not going to glue them tonight. I am going to take these two pieces and put them over here beside it. That's what we're going to pick up in the morning. We're going to try to take this thing off. Reckon I kill some time on Battletech and knock it out again. Having to rip all that rotten cabinet for me got me pretty beat. The Battletech computer game? Man, I think that's such a good game. God, that's such a good game. That's how you port a game over. That's like a textbook example of porting it over. I played that and I felt like I knew how to play the game right off the bat. And it looks good too. And the artwork is beautiful. I think we talked about it. They did such a good job with that. I played it quite a bit. I think I finished the storyline. I'm pretty sure I finished the storyline. And then there was another type of campaign that you could do, and I played those. Okay, here's the other hatch on this. Okay, so that's the Brits. And that will join. Now, the problem is I wanted to get stuff from both sides because, kind of keep them growing together. So I would have liked to have a second A10, a second or a third Marvin Harrington, and two more Matildas. But, if you do that, then you can't get any German stuff. Like they got to fight somebody. So, and fighting each other is not a good alternative. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, folks. Really appreciate you guys. I'll have the unboxing video with all this stuff hopefully up tomorrow. You guys can check that out. And yeah, subscribe so when I come on and do one of these things, you know, if you want to chit chat or what have you, I'll be on, you know.